Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another video on this channel. We are outside today because I decided to do something different, something, in nature. We are in a different background, so I hope you like it. As you probably noticed, I'm wearing sunglasses, not only because I am outside, but because I still can't see where your self-respect is. Where are your boundaries? Like, where are they? I still can't see them, with or without sunglasses. So make sure you watch this video until the end because I'm going to talk about 8 boundaries everyone should have in their lives. So I'm gonna take my sunglasses off because I wanna make sure that I have a great eye contact with the camera and with you guys watching to tell you that this is very important and I'm looking at you, okay? Yeah, at you watching this video, okay? Before I start this video, I just want to tell you guys that having boundaries is not a bad thing. Like, having boundaries is literally showing respect for your own self. That's the bare minimum thing that you should have for your own person, okay? So it's not unhealthy. It's actually healthy to have boundaries, because if you don't have boundaries, people are just going to treat you as they want and they're going to do everything that they want of you. And I mean, who wants that? Who literally wants that in a world full of narcissists and manipulators and other types of people that are dangerous to deal with? That I actually talked in one of my previous videos, so if you haven't watched that video, make sure to check it out. So the first boundary we are going to talk about today is self-respect. If you don't have respect for yourself, how are you going to respect other people? I said what I said. If you don't respect yourself, how are you going to respect other people? You can't do that because you can't offer something you don't have inside of yourself. So self-respect is basically about you making sure that you establish the way you want to be treated by other people. And also making sure that you don't accept any behavior from anyone that goes against what you have established for yourself. So let's say someone consistently belittles you and disrespects you, okay? You need to make sure you communicate assertively with this person that you don't want to be treated this way and you don't accept that behavior from them. So make sure that you actually establish these boundaries very well and you make it obvious for people so they don't cross the line, because promise, you are going to have so many people that are going to cross the line when talking to you and treating you a certain way. You need to make it very clear and very obvious that you are not going to be treated and you don't want to be treated a certain way. So if someone actually disrespects you like that and talks to you a certain way that you don't accept and you don't like, just make sure you communicate with them in an assertive way, in a respectful way, okay? Because you're not like them, so don't be disrespectful as well, okay? You're better, so you need to be respectful, but you are still going to tell them that you don't like this behavior, you don't like to be treated this way, and you don't accept that behavior from them, and make it very clear. And if they keep doing like these things to you and saying these things to you and disrespecting you, just walk away. So the next boundary you should have is personal space. Personal space. And I'm not only talking about like physical touch, okay? I'm not only talking about that. I'm also talking about letting people understand that you need your alone time. And I think everyone in this world, even extroverts, they still need their alone time. Like, everyone needs alone time. It doesn't matter if it's longer for some people, like introverts, and if it's shorter for other people. Like, everyone needs a specific period of alone time, and that's totally okay. Like, you don't have to feel bad for needing more alone time than your friends or family. So it's okay to have it, and you need to let people know that you need it. And when it's time for your alone time, they only need to respect you and let you be. Okay, So something else I want to talk about inside this boundary is making sure that you establish physical boundaries with people. This is a really important boundary to have with everyone in your life. I don't care if it's family, I don't care if it's your friends or whatever it is, okay? Because there are certain types of people in your life that, they don't have as big of a physical boundary as other people do. You know, your family will probably have a different type of physical boundary with you, comparing to, your friends or something like that. I don't know. It really depends, like, what type of person you are and what you are comfortable with. So make sure that you communicate with people that if you do feel uncomfortable and disrespected, you need to tell them, okay, that you feel that way. Of course that, we have certain relationships that it's actually already normal for you to like hug each other and, just kiss each other. Depends on like what type of person you're dealing with, if it's your boyfriend or a girlfriend, or, if it's a kiss on the cheek, it doesn't matter what it is. There are certain relationships you already do that and you already feel comfortable because there is a certain level of intimacy with those people that you already have, and that's totally okay. But if we are talking about people that you barely met, that you don't know that well, you don't feel that comfortable with, it's totally okay to actually tell them that you don't like it when they're, disrespecting a certain physical boundary you have and they touch you without your consent. It's totally fine to do that, so don't feel bad for it and just tell people what you really feel, okay? So this next boundary we're going to talk about is healthy communication. And this is such a crucial thing that should exist inside every relationship on this earth. But I know that we don't live in a Cinderella type of world where there's always rainbows and roses and birds singing. This type of communication doesn't always exist inside every relationship. But I just want to emphasize how important this is for you to maintain good, lasting relationships throughout your life. So basically, healthy communication is all about you being able to express and communicate your feelings, emotions, thoughts, and opinions without being scared of being judged or rejected. And I know very well how it feels for you to be constantly judged or rejected just because of the way you think, or just because of the fact that you have maybe like a different opinion. And it's so important for you to find the right people that actually understand you and don't reject you or judge you just because you think in a different way or you express your feelings in a different way. So let's say that you are someone that is constantly being interrupted when you are speaking your mind or just talking about your opinion on certain things. You need to actually make sure that you don't like that behavior from whoever interrupts you, and you need to tell them that you are not going to keep on talking if you are still going to be interrupted like that. So basically what you need to tell them is like, if you are going to keep on interrupting me, I can't continue. Like, I'm not going to continue talking, because that is something that really shows a big level of disrespect for who you are and whatever you are saying. Moving on, I want to talk about time and energy. Time and energy are like really important things when establishing boundaries with other people, because number one, you're not going to invest your time on everyone and everything, and you shouldn't, as well as your energy. You shouldn't be spending your energy on everything and everyone, because not everything and everyone deserves your time and energy, okay? So make sure you just put it inside a container and you take it out when it's necessary. When it's not necessary, when you don't want to spend it on something or someone, make sure you keep it inside the little bowl and protect it at all costs, okay? So what I mean when I'm talking about time and energy is basically you being able to say no whenever you are feeling overwhelmed and you prioritize your personal needs. If you have someone in your life that is constantly demanding your time and energy without considering your own priorities, it's important for you to communicate your limits to them. Because if we spent all of our time and energy in everything around us and everyone, we would have nothing left. Promise you, you would have nothing left inside of you. And you would end up not having time and energy for yourself. Sometimes people think that putting ourselves first is selfish. But I ask you this question, if you don't put yourself first, who will? If you don't prioritize your needs first, who will do that for you? You are the only person that can put yourself first. You need to make sure you prioritize yourself, okay? Because our time and energy is really limited. Sometimes we don't have time for everything. We don't have time for everyone. And that's totally okay. Just tell people what the reality is. Let's go out today, or let's go this place, or, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Sometimes you can't. And that's totally okay. You're not like a robot, okay? You're a human being, and sometimes we need to protect our energy and time. Because man, imagine a world where you would have time and energy for everything. How would you think that you would feel after all of that? After you been with everyone that asked you to be with them, after every situation that required your attention and energy, how do you think you would feel after it? You would feel probably super overwhelmed, super unmotivated, no energy, no nothing inside of you. So make sure you establish limits very clearly when it comes for you to spend your time and energy. The next boundary we are going to talk about is accepting responsibility. This basically means that we need to draw a line between what is our responsibility and what is other people's responsibility. You take responsibility for your choices and actions, but you don't take responsibility for whatever problems others have. What is that? What? So basically, you need to make it very clear that your responsibility is on this side and their responsibility is on the other side. So imagine that you have someone that does that a lot and actually just blames you for their problems and oh, it's your fault, it's your fault. They never take responsibility for their own actions and choices. This is where you draw the line. Okay, so make it clear for them and communicate with them that has nothing to do with you. That's not your problem, that's not your business. So they need to take care of it and they need to solve their problems and take responsibility. So our next boundary is personal integrity. This basically revolves around you being able to define your values and principles very, very clearly and not compromise them just because of external pressure or just for the sake of pleasing other people. Let's say, for example, that someone asks you to do something that goes against your values. In this situation, you need to communicate your stance and boundaries. And tell them you're not going to do it because, just tell them that thing goes against what your values and principles are and you're not going to do it, And if they actually go mad and go nuts just because you said you were not going to do something because of your values and principles, well, they're probably not even a good friend. If they are really your friends, they will respect you. So that's basically it. Up next, we are going to talk about toxic relationships and how important it is for you to establish boundaries inside of a toxic relationship. So basically, it all starts when you recognize signs of a harmful relationship, okay? After you recognize those signs, you cannot hesitate to distance yourself and walk away from that relationship. You cannot do that. As soon as you see the signs, just accept them, okay? And distance yourself from that person. That's the best thing you can do. Because if you are actually recognizing and seeing that this person is being like this, and that's who they are, and you don't distance yourself, you're going to be the one that's going to be hurt at the end. In these situations, it's important for you to communicate your boundaries again and prioritize your well-being. You are still going to tell them about their actions and how bad they were and about the things that they did, and you should do that, okay? But you also need to prioritize your well-being. So even if they don't listen to what you have to say about that relationship and about how bad of a person they were, the best you can do is just walk away. If they don't listen to you, just walk away. See it as it is, accept it, don't hesitate, and distance yourself, and just keep living your life. And now we are going to talk about the last boundary you should have in your life, and that is self-esteem and self-respect. We need to establish boundaries to protect our self-esteem and self-respect, okay? We should be able to love and value ourselves enough to not tolerate any behavior that makes us feel inferior. If someone is consistently trying to make you feel small and inferior, undermining your self-worth, and criticizing you for no apparent reason, you need to call them out and actually just show them your boundaries. Here are my boundaries. Here's my self-respect. So if you don't respect me, bye-bye. Just shh and leave my life. Simple as that. Just make it respectful, make it quick, direct, so people understand that these are your boundaries and you want to be treated a certain way. These people literally have no personality sometimes, and they need to find something entertaining enough to criticize so they can feel better about themselves, okay? That's what they do. So they are going to criticize you for no apparent reason and make you feel small so they can feel big, you know what I mean? If they don't change and if they keep having the same behavior with you, the best thing you have to do is just walk away. We have reached the end of today's video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you liked it. I hope it could help you in any way. And don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with whoever you want to share it with. And see you on the next video. Bye guys.